You're gonna be late.
Oh, I'm not late. I got it. It's on. Good evening, everyone. Let's see if I can get that light out of that right there.
Happened.
I turned my phone when I went live, and it doesn't turn after you do that. Kind of silly. I did it wrong. I hit it straight up and down rather than turning it and then hitting it.
Are
So
you on live?
I am. I am. So all right, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night. We're in Mark chapter 14 still. We'll be 27 through 52 tonight. So let's go ahead and dive right in.
You gonna pray first?
I don't on this.
No.
Yeshua said to them, "You will all lose faith in me, for the Torah says." Well, it actually says it's not, which is the prophetic books. It says that they will lose faith in him. And he says, "I will strike the shepherd dead, and the sheep will be scattered." And that's actually in the Old Testament. "But after I have been raised, I will go ahead of you into the Galilee." And Peter said to him, "Even if everyone else loses faith in you, I won't." Mm-hmm. Yeshua replied, "Yes, I tell you that this very night, before the rooster crows, you will disown twice. You will disown me 3 times." But Peter kept insisting, "Even if I must die with you, I will never disown you." And they all said the same thing. Well, he was, "I will not deny you." They went to a place called Gat Shemanin, and Yeshua and his Talmudim sit here. He's actually at the Mount of Olives in the Garden of Gethsemane.
I can't find my line.
I gave it to you. Did you not turn it on?
I was looking for something.
Uh, he said, "Sit here while I pray." And he took Peter, James, and John with him and went a little deeper. Great distress and anguish came over him, and he said, "My heart is so filled with sadness that I could die.
Oh, come on.
Remain here and stay awake."
There.
Going on a little farther, he fell on the ground and prayed that if possible the hour might pass from him. "Abba, all things are possible for you. Take this cup away from me. Still, not what I want, but what you want. Not my will, but yours." He came and found them sleeping, and he said to Peter, "Simon, are you asleep? Couldn't you stay awake 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you will not be put to the test. The spirit indeed is eager, but the human nature is weak." The flesh is very weak, people. That's what he's telling us. Hang on. That's why it's so important that we have the Holy Spirit with us, because if you recall, before you were saved, you always had great intentions to do things, but the flesh always had other desires, didn't it?
Still does
Still
sometimes.
does sometimes. The flesh has got many different desires other than what the Holy Spirit's got, but whoa, thankfully we have the Holy Spirit to calm all that. But usually the flesh won before salvation, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Before surrender. The flesh always won.
99.9% of the time, I could imagine.
And here they are, they don't have the Holy Spirit with them yet.
No.
And they keep falling
They
asleep.
have an advantage we didn't have. They had
This is
him
true, they
walking
had
with
him.
them first.
Again, he went away and prayed, saying the same words. And again, he found them sleeping. Their eyes were so very heavy, and they didn't know what to answer him. The third time he came and said to them, "For now, go on sleeping, take your rest." There, that's enough. The time has come. I love how, "Take your rest." Nope, that's enough. Get up. Time has come. Look, the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up. Let's go. Here comes my betrayer. You know, and he couldn't see outside of the garden. He couldn't see them actually coming yet, because the other disciples were out at the other part of the garden. While Yeshua was still speaking, Judas came, and with him a crowd carrying swords and clubs from the head Kohanim, the Torah teachers, and the elders. The betrayer had arranged to give them a signal. "The man I kiss is the one you want. grab him and take him away under guard. As he arrived, he went right up to Yeshua and said, Rabbi, and kissed him. Then they laid hold of Yeshua and arrested him. But one of the people standing nearby drew his sword and struck at the servant of the Kohen, cutting off his ear. Yeshua addressed them, so you came out to take me with swords and clubs, the way you would the leader of a rebellion. Every day I was with you in the temple court, teaching, and you didn't seize me then. But let this not be fulfilled. And they all deserted him and ran away. There was one young man who did try to follow him, but he was wearing only a nightshirt. When they tried to seize him, he slipped out of the nightshirt and ran away naked. That would be young Mark. So that's who that was. This is where Mark actually comes into the picture. So we're actually having eyewitness account from Mark at this point. They led Yeshua to the Kohen Haggadol, with whom all the head Kohen and elders and Torah teachers were assembling. And Torah teachers, oh, sorry. And,
Let's stop at 52.
oh, I did. Okay, so sorry. But this is, I love that, because this is the point where they arrest him and getting in, and they're arresting him actually in a way that's crazy, because just earlier that day he was preaching in the temple.
Yeah.
They could have arrested him then.
Oh, well, they knew they would riot, kill them.
They could have lured him into the temple, into the temple itself, and arrested him without them seeing him being arrested. They could have taken him into the inner courts.
They could have, but they wouldn't have taken the disciples with him, and people would have known something was
You're right, and they'd have known something was up. So there's the reason that they did it this way, and they did it in such a sneaky fashion. But they did fulfill Torah in doing so.
By the light of day.
Right, where many would see. You know, and if you read your prophets in the Old Testament, all of this is foretold. Every single bit of it. The being arrested at night, being arrested in the way he was arrested, the whole everything. It's all right there. That's what's so amazing. And a lot of these Pharisees, not the Sadducees, because Sadducees don't go past book 5 of the Torah. That's where they stop. But the Pharisees knew prophecy. And they're sitting here fulfilling it. Exactly. They quoted it all the time. Even to him. And he quoted it right back to them.
Right. They knew.
But yet here they're fulfilling prophecy. At what point are they not having the epiphany of the aha moment?
That question. What was the question? And they wouldn't answer. They said,
was John the Baptist sent by heaven or by man? Right.
Right. Or by man. And they said, we do not know the answer.
Because they knew if they answered it properly, it will.
Right. So they just straight up lied to him.
Right. But he never lied.
No, Jesus never
and
lied.
That's the sinless nature of Yeshua, that anything they asked him, just like when they were questioning him at that point, they knew that he wouldn't lie. But, right. He knew. That's why he wouldn't answer them.
Right. He goes, and I will not answer you.
Exactly. But, you know, I told you that a lot of what we read in Mark was what he was told, but now we're actually into the eyewitness account of Mark. So now it's a little bit more detailed as to what's going to be happening. And Matthew and John are probably the most detailed books of eyewitness accounts. Because Luke is also a book that he was told by one of the followers.
Definitely, Matthew and John's
and are eyewitness accounts,
very,
right?
Very precise.
Right. And Luke's is an eyewitness account of the person that he recorded. He recorded an eyewitness account of what one of the followers told him. And they think it might have been,
But it's not the same when you witness it yourself.
It's like a biography and an autobiography.
Right.
If someone writes about you, they're going to write things about you that you wouldn't write about yourself. Just like if you're witnessing something, you'll witness things and you'll write things down that you see, but you may forget to tell somebody if you're doing the story. You know, and that's why we see the different details in the Synoptic Gospels. And Luke, they believe that it was Andrew's testimony that he recorded. Some say Philip, others say Andrew, but
might have been a mix of them all.
Might have been a mix of them all, because he was involved with them.
I don't know.
You know, he was involved with them, being a follower of Paul. he did meet all the disciples. So he might have taken accounts of all of them and then recorded it. So, but Mark was the young man that was at the well getting the water
Right.
when they were looking for the Seder place to have the Seder meal. So this is where Mark came in, and now we're actually seeing that he actually followed them to the garden. So we're seeing eyewitness account of the garden happening right here. But you'll notice in Matthew, it's somewhat more detailed, but in John, it's extremely detailed because John was there from the beginning. He was one of the first called. So yeah, I love this. It's getting really. We're almost through Mark.
I know. I wish we could just read a whole book or half of it.
Then it wouldn't be over a year. But
It wouldn't be over a year, but I just love doing it.
I know I love doing it too. So we will pick up tomorrow night, and we will start in 53 at 1453 and go from there. And we'll probably, from the looks of it, I don't know, but we'll probably finish 14 tomorrow, and then probably 15 and 16 in the next couple days. Probably this week, finish Mark out, and then go into the next one. But y'all have a wonderful evening. God bless.